Shalom, shalom. Hey, shalom out there. Out here another week. Today is October the 2nd, 2022. First, I'd like to start by giving all praise and honor and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem B'chak Hadash, the Baruch the Apostle of the Great Millstone, Ruwell, who have taught us knowledge. Honor and salutation to you fellow laborers doing the work week in and week out, pushing the words of truth. All right, so it came out that this guy of the Boston Celtics, this one Jake named Ime Udoka, he's Nigerian descent. He go back to the Igbos, which them are Israelites. But it came out that the lady he was he committed adultery with was married, and so how it played out, was Ime Udoka alone being punished, and they suspended him for a whole season, and the lady, but you got this you got this so-called black woman on TV, and she's a feminist. She's talking down on Ime Udoka, like Ime Udoka is the only one that's guilty in the matter. But both of them are guilty, so both of them should be held accountable. Because this is the judgment for committing adultery. The consequence for you committing adultery is punishable by death. And so technically speaking, according to Mosai's law, if you're committing adultery with another man's woman, let's read that. Because you gotta remember, we're living in a feminist society where a lot of men are like women, man. Because they've been raised by their mothers for one, and so things are out of order. All right, things are out of order, and also with these feminists out here, always want to take take up for the so-called woman. I mean, not so-called, but take up for the so-called innocent woman. All right, because that's how they pronounce it. That's how they word it. Like all the women's, no matter what, the woman's innocent. All right, and they'll portray it that way. All right, they'll say, if it's a man and a woman involved, it's always the man that's going to be held responsible, and not the woman. Which that's going off, all right? That is going off because, again, they both should be held accountable. Now, this is the Most High's law. All right, this is the law on adultery. It says, Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 10. It says, and the man that committed adultery with another man's wife, see, notice it says another man's wife, because in this society, they'll say because you're married, you're not supposed to live with another woman. That's not true. That's that old feminist movement, all right? You can have as many wives as you want. All right, man can have as many wives as you want. All right? This is a pussy society, man. I'm gonna say it just like that. This is a pussy world ran by pussies, man. Men can't be men. If you're a man, be a fucking man. You want more than one wife, you can have that. All right, but Esau, Esau, you know, hey, I want to do it the legal way, all right? But how you govern your household, that's how you govern your household. All right, these goddamn devils, man, everything that's righteous, they demonize. So you want, like I said, you want another wife, how many wives you want, you can have that, all right? No, it's only if that woman belongs to another man where the sin is. But if she's no one's wife, she's free game. All right? And then keep in mind, too, most of these women in this society are whores anyway. All right? Let's just be honest, man. Because the wicked is ruling, and the wicked giving these women liberty to gather abroad to be whores, man. All right? I mean, you gotta tell her how it is, man. All right? So it says, and the man that committed adultery with another man's wife, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. So, technically speaking, again, the adulterer is the man, and the adulteress, the adulteress is the woman. So they both supposed to put to death, not just one. All right. Like I said, this world is ran by a feminine, woman like men. All right, I don't give a damn who gets offended, man. It is what it is, man. All right. So that's where the sin or iniquity. This is where Ime Udoka went wrong, and the lady that they trying to hide her identity. All right. They tried to hide her identity and just punish and scrutinize Ime Udoka. They both should get punishment. All right, because both parties are guilty. She is another man's wife, and he laying with her, knowing that she's another man's wife, and it was a consensual relationship. All right, so all you feminists out there, especially you so-called black women of the tents of Judah, all right, you need to shut the fuck up, man. All right, because the time coming where nobody gonna hear that shit from you, man. All right. This is Proverbs 6 and verse 32. It says, "But whoso committed adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyed his own soul." So, that's to you, Ime Udoka. All right. Now you gotta be better. As men, we gotta be better, man. We gotta be men, man. All right. We have to understand that the woman is wicked by nature, and so the scriptures say her being a wicked vessel, you have to know that you have to take control of that situation. You need to find out if she have a man. All right. You know what I'm saying? And if she have a man, don't touch that woman. Because if you touch it, that'll be going off. All right? All right, the Heavenly Father don't like that. That's something that the Heavenly Father's against, man. All right? And so are we. Because we are here to, all right, through the spirit power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, we're here to establish righteousness, man. This is where it starts at right here. All right? By putting you in remembrance of who we are and what we are supposed to do as Israelites. All right. So that's the whole point. He that committed adultery lacketh understanding. So if a woman's free game, all right, bro. Good to see you, bro. You welcome out here anytime, bro. So again, like I was saying, Slocky, I lost train of thought. Just reading it, bro. But anyways, though, Ime Udoka, he went off by sleeping with that man's woman, and that woman went off because she got a husband. All right, she should have knew better than to go outside her husband. All right, and then it was company policy. So if it's company policy, if it's company policy that co-workers don't get together and lie with one another, this against company policy, that right there lets you know that they both should have been dealt with. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just him. But you gotta think about it. He's an Israelite too, on top of it. So anything we do, all right, anything that Esau can find to demonize us and scrutinize Israelites, he'll do that in the heartbeat. Because you gotta remember, these devils want that birthright back, the birthright that their forefather Esau sold to our forefather Jacob. So they'll do anything to and in this case, I mean, he was just dead wrong. You gotta be honest, he was just dead wrong. All right, him and her. All right, she was dead wrong. He was dead wrong. Right, and Esau going to use that to perpetuate that in his mainstream news media because that's what he want to highlight anyway. All right, but when Esau do shit like that, it's not put in the mainstream news media like that. All right, so that was the point on that. All right. Got so many people. Oh, women should be protected. Hey, women do a lot of evil and wicked shit, man. All right, her idea is she should be put on Front Street with him. They both should equally share that shame and punishment, man. All right. Like I said, going back to the law of Mosai, they supposed to be put to death, man. All right. Now. Take for example, the Harvey Weinstein guy. All right, he's one of them 1948ers. So this guy is on audio and video record sexually assaulting women. All right, trying to ravage them on camera and shit. All right, and this guy, once she was put out there, all right, it was swept under the rug. You haven't been hearing anything about it. But then they'll throw up like R. Kelly. They'll put him up on the mainstream news media, make him out to be the worst guy in in history, how they'll work, how it's seen, all right. When R. Kelly was having sex with these women through consensual agreement, man, or consensual agreed upon terms. All right, he's going to their parents. Right? He's even giving them money, which is that's the right thing to do. Give them money, all right, because in the scriptures, when you go into like how a man gave his daughter away, man, that was worth money. All right, because your daughter's is worth money, man, because that's the reason why you would find a damsel in the field and she wasn't betrothed or married to a man. She was just, virgin out in the field, the so-called damsel in distress. And you snatch her up, you still have to pay her father. All right, so he was right in to pay, her parents. All right, but they demonized him like he was just sleeping with little girls or something, all the women that R. Kelly was with, they was of age, and their parents agreed with it. All right, so hey, if you're gonna try to demonize R. Kelly, I'm not taking up for the guy. I'm just speaking on what was right and what was wrong in the matter. All right, if you're gonna speak up and say R. Kelly is this and that and third, but what about their parents? Aren't their parents the legal guardians? Not their parents are responsible too because they consented. All right, showing you that hey, no matter what, Israel is under these curses, man. All right, let's get some more precepts, man. They let you know we under these curses. Harvey Weinstein on audio and video record, man, and they hide that shit, man. Hey, Psalm 73, they're not in trouble as other men. Right? They're not in trouble as other men. That's why these Edomites are able to get away with it, man. Especially them small hats, those so-called Jews, man. They get away with doing anything, man, because you know why? They're the ones that are in power, and then the small hatters, they're the top of the house of Esau, Edom. All right, they're the central banking families, so they're the top of Esau. All right. They don't mind boycott or protest the Weinstein Company, and that's a major movie company. All right. This is start this precept. Deuteronomy 28 and 15, it says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, Yahweh thy power, to observe to all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So, jumping down to 19, it says, cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. You know, and that includes when you especially when you're born into this world and you go out this world, the curse is going to take hold on you. They're going to take effect on you. All right, that's the reason why R. Kelly, yeah, he's a celebrity, and yeah, he's in the entertainment world, and he still have to do those curses too. All right, and he pretty much lost everything through that case. But Harvey Weinstein, all right, this guy's allowed to go back to his normal life. And then the Weinstein Company is like I said, a major movie company that produces movies. They're able to continue. They're able to continue, making movies. All right, making money, making profits. Basically enjoy. Going back to Esau, one of Esau's blessings was to enjoy the fatness of the earth, which is the riches, man. So. And he's able to enjoy the riches of the earth still. Showing you that what? Again, they are not in trouble as other men. All right? So, that's just something that, that people tend to overlook. All right? Because why? It's not, how you word it, it's not so-called politically correct. All right? Again, this world is very effeminate, man. This is a feminine vibration in society. All right. That's why anything manly is really abhorred. Anything manly, they'll demonize you, man. All right. Oh, he's toxic. He's they call it toxic masculinity, man. All right. When these goddamn women are toxic, man. All right. Scriptures tell you how women are toxic, man. It says that, matter of fact, King Solomon said that he found more bitter than death the woman whose heart is full of snares and nets, man. You know, that's in Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter, man. All right, that's a major statement. It said her hands are as bands, right? So, hey, I ain't gonna focus too much on women, man. But just know that, hey, the day is coming when you women are going to weep and mourn out there, man. All right, especially you Israelite women, you so-called Black, Latino, Native American women, man. Right, the day is coming when you're going to mourn, all right, because you go right along with this feminist movement, man. Okay. All right, so we're under these curses, man. No matter what plateau or what height of success you reach in society, you're still under the curses, man. All right? There's nothing. There's a precept on the ground. Anyways, though, so another thing I want to touch on today, just jumped on my spirit, was the theologians and the wacky-tacky Christians coming up with this, false doctrine again about the wild olive branch, man. The wild olive branch going back to the olive tree. All right. So I kind of wanted to call all y'all about some other shot. I wanted to touch on it today because that's the wacky tacky Christians and you theologians, man, trying to get all the nations into that covenant or into believing or trying to promote that salvation is to all people, and it's not, man. All right, the salvation ain't to all people. Salvation is unto the Israelites only, man. The so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans. All right. This is whom the Lord promised salvation to. All right. So let's go to it, man. So this is and Lord willing, I'm gonna try to get through the whole thing because again, man, hey, we gotta be defenders of the gospel, man, which is the good news, and the good news is for the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American people. All right, not for everybody, man. All right, hey, the Most High ain't tell the prophets to come bearing good news unto all people. First and foremost, you're not in trouble as the Lord's people. All you heathens out there, man. Are you damn heathen, man? You don't go through these curses, man. All right. Your ass ain't go to slavery by ships. Your ass ain't have a yoke of iron put on your neck. Your ass ain't had everything you touched destroyed, so you can't prosper in your ways, going back to the curses. All right, your ass is able to profit and to flourish, and have things in abundance because you're not in these curses, man. But the children of Israel, which are the so-called Negroes, Latino, Native American people, we're under these curses, man. Right? There was never no salvation promised to no other nation besides the nation of Israel. And the whole world knows who the Israelites are. It's not a secret. This is Romans. Romans 11. Let's see. Romans 11. I'm gonna start at verse. Let's go to 6. Let's start at 15. It says, well, start at 13, because it speaks from the Gentiles. So I think that's a good start point. Romans 11 and verse 13. For I speak to you, and this is Paul speaking, by the way. For I speak to you, Gentiles, inasmuch as I am the apostle of the Gentiles, I magnify mine office. Now, when you go into the Gentile subject, we know that the Gentiles are talking about the foreigners, which are the foreigners that belong to the house of Israel. All right, through the scattering, through the captivity, the Lord scattered us, which is one of the curses that He would do for us being disobedient. He would scatter us, and then we became Gentiles. All right, you get into the Gentile subject by digging up, who was them Gentiles talking about. You'll find out that they go back to the Hellenists or Hellenistas or ethnos, all pertaining to who? The Israelites. Because there was a falling away where we fell away from our nationality and heritage. Jeremiah 17 and 4. It tell you that we was going to discontinue from our heritage that the Lord gave us. All right? So, if we was to discontinue from our heritage that the Lord gave us, well, what that mean? If we don't have no heritage, all right, none of our traditions and culture that we are that we were given, if we're not raised in them, and we're among these other nations as slaves, in captivity, well, what's the natural process that will happen? We'll start to take on their customs, their traditions, all right, and partaking in their things that they do among their people, and that's what made the Israelites go. I'm sorry, that's what made the Israelites become Gentiles, are foreign to their heritage. All right, because it was a point where we know all through history we knew it was Israelites, but then this time around, when we lost the whole knowledge of us being Israelites, that was all taken away from us by Esau. All right, Esau the one that erased our knowledge of us being Israelites. All right, that's the whole process of the slavery we went through. All right, during the beginning of the Renaissance period, man, up until now. All right, he made sure that he confused the language and took the language from you completely. This is what wacky tacky Christians, which we call plantation Christianity, that's what that was about. Also, that's what boarding school was about. That's that new Roman Catholicism that came from the Spanish. That's what that was about. All right, taking your identity, taking who you are, all right, out of you, and teaching you their ways. All right, that's what that was about. So, continuing on, verse 14. If by any means I may provoke to immolation them which are of my flesh, them which are my flesh. Let me start over. It says, if by any means I may provoke to immolation them which are my flesh, and might save some of them. Yeah, who was Paul's flesh? Or kinsmen according to his flesh? They were all Israelites. Romans 9 chapter, Paul goes into that. Romans 9, verse 1 through 5. It says, my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites. It says, because remember, at the top of this chapter, matter of fact, I'm going to jump up and jump back down. Because Paul even stated his nationality. And he had Roman citizenship. All right, but and remember that Paul was made an apostle unto the Gentiles, which are the Israelite foreigners. He didn't go to actual heathen. He went to the foreign Israelites in these different regions. Corinth, Greece, and Ephesus, all that. Galatia. All right, that's what Paul's journey or travels was all about. Going to them Israelite foreigners that were scattered in those different regions and bringing them back to the remembrance of them being Israelites. All right, and teaching them faith. All right, through Yahweh Shai, man. All right, it says real quick though. Back, I'm gonna jump up to the first verse of Romans 11:1. It says, "I say then, hath the Most High cast away his people? The Heavenly Father forbid. For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin." See, of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. Well, where did the tribe of Benjamin come through? First of all, from Abraham, it went to Isaac, all right? And then from Isaac, it went to who? Jacob. He the one that begat Benjamin, all right? So just make that point. Let's jump back down to, well, I'll make that point just, so you know that Paul knew who his kinsmen, all right, or his brethren, or his people. He knew who they were. Right? So Paul was no dummy. Paul knew exactly who Yahweh Shai said to go to. He went to them only, which are the Israelites. All right? Or you could say the Jews, okay? Because it was mostly the Jews. You had sprinkles of us northern tribes over there, but for the most part, it was mainly the southern kingdom. So continuing on, I want to jump back down to verse 14. It says, if by any means I may provoke to immolation them which are my flesh, and might save some of them. For if the casting away of them be the reconciling of the world, what shall the receiving of them be but life from the dead? For if the first fruit, be holy, the lump is also holy. And if the root be holy, so are the branches. Now, it's getting ready to go into the branches, the wild olive branches. All right. It says, verse 17, and if some of the branches be broken off, and thou, being a wild olive tree, were grafted in among them, and with them partakest of the root and fatness of the olive tree. Right, because why? Though that branch was broken off, it still go back to what? The olive tree, which still, is would still get that increase from the roots. Because why? It's the same tree, and the roots, which the roots are foundation. All right, which though us Israelites were we was cast away. All right, we're still of the seed and lineage. All right, of Israel. All right, we're still the seed and lineage of Jacob, whose name changed to Israel. Though we became that wild olive tree, and the reason why we became the wild olive tree, you're going to get that. The reason why we became a wild olive tree to begin with is because of, well, you know what? I'm going to read it. It's going to say it right here. This is, let's get all of that too. Jeremiah 2, I'll start at 18, I'll read down. Because he's going to go into it. It's going into how the fact that the nation of Israel became that wild olive tree. Right? As a matter of fact, I'm going to hold some on deck too. Jeremiah 2 and verse 18. It says, and now what hast thou to do in the way of Egypt, to drink the waters of Sihor? Or what hast thou to do in the way of Assyria, to drink the waters of the river? Thine own wickedness shall correct thee, and thy backsliding shall reprove thee. Going to what? Us being disobedient, us not keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes. All right? That's how we were backsliding. All right? Because why? The Heavenly Father gave us everything we need